We're so glad you're still with us on Colorado and Company. Now, Black music helps tell the American story through struggle, through faith, through creativity, and through community. Joining us now, I'm so excited, is local vocalist and arts advocate Will Alston. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you very much.
Well.
So first up, who do we have here with you, the keyboardist? We've got to do a shout out.
I have an amazing accompanist by the name of Daniel Moran.
Daniel, beautiful work, really
Don't
beautiful.
leave home without him.
Yeah, you just take him everywhere.
I take him everywhere.
Now let's talk about June, okay? It's a really important month. We celebrate, of course, Juneteenth and Black Music Month.
Absolutely.
Okay, why do these celebrations seem to you so vital to the community?
Well, I think, when you look at Black music, it's been such a record or a story platform for the African American community. So when you intersect it with a month like Juneteenth, it becomes kind of the storyline, and music from the spirituals all the way up to some of the more modern R&B stuff. They're poems and stories that really tell the experience of kind of the African American experience. And so when you get those two things intersecting in June, it becomes a kind of a special month for the African American
Very
community.
powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful. All right, the first song you performed, is it the Black National Anthem?
It is.
It is. I learned this in my grade school, as I said. We learned the traditional one, but it's called Lift Every Voice and Sing. What does that song mean to you personally, and why did you want to include it today?
So a couple of reasons. First, it's such a powerful song and an important song for our community, and it's one you learned it as a child singing it, and so. But for me, I looked at these kind of Black anthem songs, and like we do with the spirituals, and they were such a powerful tool and weapon for helping us to kind of sustain some of the things we were going through. And so we look at what's happening today, and music still plays that same role, but you take a song like that, sometimes you need to modernizing, and again, respectfully, but modernizing. And so that's what we wanted to do with this song. We wanted to give it a kind of fresh coat of paint, and we hope we made James Weldon Johnson proud by,
I think you did.
by the arrangement that we did. So.
I think you did. And it kind of, you can hear the song in a different way when you did it, which is so, vital. We're going to hear you sing, I cry every single time, Amazing Grace, in just a minute. But you blend elements here of jazz, gospel, storytelling, which I think is the most important throughout. So how do spirituals influence the music that we hear?
It is absolutely the foundation. I mean, and not just African American and Black music, but most of American music was born on the shoulders of the spirituals. And when you look at the Negro spiritual, it was such a mode of communication for the early slaves, and they were traditions that they brought from Africa. And so to kind of be able to again freshen them and keep them relevant in today's musical landscape. I think that's something that we're trying to do, is to really keep those songs in front of folks, because their messages are still very relevant and very powerful today.
And that storyline goes through. I heard enslaved people would sing to tell you where the next, like an underground railroad, like follow the gourd, follow the gourd. That's
there is down at University of Denver, there's a program there founded by Dr. Arthur Jones called the Spirituals Project. And if you're not familiar with them, you need to make your way, because you can learn, what he's sharing and teaching through the Spirituals Project about what role those spirituals played is very relevant and very powerful.
And very vital to the community.
Very vital, absolutely.
From history, from years. Okay, one of the songs you're performing is actually a historical tribute to Denver's Five Points. The Five Points neighborhood, it's historic. Why is 5 Points such an important part of Colorado's cultural history?
In its heyday, it was probably one of the most significant African American cultural centers in the Midwest.
Oh, wow.
And so when you think about, there was, it was this village square for art and for entrepreneurs and for doctors and teachers. And so again, because you know the history of this country and segregation, so
Yes.
we couldn't live everywhere, so
Right.
we made do with the neighborhoods we could live in. And so 5 Points was that neighborhood in Denver where, you know, it was the community center, it was the heartbeat. And so to be able to keep that kind of a community and to preserve that history and that culture, and in it, jazz was such an important DNA
Jazz, for
strand
sure.
that flowed through 5 Points. And so that's the piece that I'm really trying to keep lifted up today, is that
Beautiful.
jazz preservation.
Whenever I drive through that, I'm going to think of you.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to send you back, Will, over to perform, I can't wait, your next song. So listen up, Coco. If you want to check out Will's tunes, I want you to go to willsgroove.com. It's 1 L. I want to make sure you guys get that. You can also find him on Facebook, Instagram, but all you have to do is search Will Alston. He's phenomenal.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Amazing grace, amazing grace, how sweet, sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safely out, and grace shall lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Amazing grace, amazing grace, how sweet, sweet the sound that saved